Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chad from The Right Line. And it has been quite a while since I've uploaded any progress on these axles, and I need to kind of tell you about where I've been. Well, life happens. So I've been uploading a lot of shorts, but I really hadn't done a whole lot of new content like in a long form video, so here it is. But I've been out since October, actually. I had an ankle replacement in October, and now I'm finally up and I'm moving around and I'm getting back into this build. And I managed to get quite a bit done before surgery with the front and rear axle. And I thought maybe I'd go over where both of them are right now. Okay, so all of the fabrication work are done on both axles. This, just to give you a refresher, this is a high pinion JK Dana 30 and a Rubicon JK44 in the back. And these two axles are going under that TJ. And I have gone with the Artec JK2TJ bracket kit. These are two full bracket kits that you can buy on their website. And it comes with control arm brackets, C-gussets, sway bar links, coil buckets, truss, track bar bracket, everything you see right here. And then on the 44, this is going to be a little upside down, sorry. We got coil buckets, control arms, shock mounts, track bar, truss, everything you need right there. And those will fit everything that needs to go into the TJ to make these axles fit. Why did I choose these axles? Well, they're wider, they're heavier, they have disc brakes. The Rubicon has a locker in the back. It's 32 splines, and that's going to be a way bigger upgrade than the Dana 35. I wanted a Dana 44 for the front. Couldn't find one. Either they were solid gold, or nobody wanted to sell the front separate from the rear. So I ended up with this high pinion JK Dana 30. This Dana 30 is leaps and bounds better than that Dana 30. That's a low pinion Dana 30. There's some estimates that it's some, 30% stronger than the low pinion, that being the high pinion, that is. Give you some updates on this one. So this is trussed and sleeved. It has the C-gussets in it. I just finished installing the Dynatrack Pro Steer joints. Just finished putting in new bushings and axle seals. This axle is ready to go to the shop in a couple weeks for gears, 456 gears, all new bearings, pinion and carrier. And this diff is gonna get a Detroit TrueTrack limited slip in the front. I badly wanted an Eaton to put in there, but with the cost of some of this stuff these days, my God, I just couldn't stomach it. So this is gonna have a Detroit limited slip in the front, and it's gonna have chromoly axle shafts as well. The rear, I have a set of 10 factory shafts right there, and those are going to go into this axle, so it'll have chromolys in the back. So, story about these axle shafts here, they are getting new bearings, retainers, and seals, by the way. There was a shop a while back who told me that these were bent and tried to sell me a new set of shafts. Well, guess what? They're not bent. That's 3 thousandths, and that one's 2 thousandths. So what I did, I don't have a lathe to put those in, so I made a jig here basically. Slide the axle shaft in this way, mount my dial indicator here so it's magnetic, and I can spin the shaft and check for run out, make sure those are good. Those two are fine. The spares we have are fine. I did have a set that were so badly bent that they were visible, and so those are gone. But in any case, we're gonna get hopefully to those bearings today. I have a bearing separator coming today. I really don't want to have to cut those off, so I got a bearing separator coming. We're gonna try to get those installed today. Okay, now, the big thing we're gonna do today. Number one, I'm gonna put the unit bearing on this knuckle, and I'm gonna install at least the tie rod of the steering system that we got from RPM Steering. It is a aluminum steering set, and it's really, really solid. I've got a set, I got a system on my JK, and this is gonna be an under the knuckle kind of factory setup. And in the kit, in the instructions, it says that the factory JK wheels will not fit. We have a set of JK17s that we're just gonna test and see if they fit or not. All right, so this has been a long time coming. This project started quite a while back. I don't know, I think this is like the third video or fourth video that I've done on this series, and come a long way, really, a long way. And it was really frustrating for me because I wanted to get as much done before surgery in October as possible so I could get these off to the shop for gears and such, but I didn't quite make it. And so as soon as I was able, I was out here sitting on this stool doing whatever work I could. I really wanted to get these done. My son Joe and I have a big overland trip coming up in May, and we wanted to get this build much further along before that. So anyways, it is what it is. These will be ready soon to go off to the shop for bearings and such, so that'll be really nice. But anyways, is ankle surgery easy? No. If you can, take care of your ankles no matter what. Do not damage an ankle. It wasn't like I just had to have a repair. This was a total ankle replacement. Here, this is what it looks like. I'll put a picture right here. And I know what you're thinking. It looks like somebody's, well, I was thinking of that movie Austin Powers, you know, where they see the spaceship and they're like, hey, this looks like somebody's Johnson. So hey, anybody that's been around Jeeps much knows that these bolts here are generally 12.13 millimeter sockets, but that's not what Napa sells for the replacement. It is what it is. These are 17, but they're brand new bolts. I just wanted to get some new stuff here. Brand new hub bearing. Couldn't just put that together with used hub bearings. The ones that were on this axle were really bad. The sensor will not be useful on the TJ, so I'm just going to cut that off. We're not going to need that. Save that harness for something else if needed. What we're going to do now is we're going to fit the tie rod across here, and then I'll go get the wheel and we'll see if it's going to clear the steering. This steering kit from RPM Steering is local here in Arizona. RPM Steering and suspension. This is a really cool kit. It's a 1-ton steering kit. Comes with the tie rod, comes with a drag link. You have to choose what kind of clamp you want for your steering stabilizer, or ram if you have hydro assist. And then the rod ends. Now the ones that are on the tie rod are offset. Get out of there. They're offset, so you can kind of clear the diff on one side and track bar and everything else over on this side. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of loosely assemble a tie rod, and then we'll get this on here and see what it looks like. Oh man, holy cow, is that sexy or what? That is pretty sweet. This is RPM Steering's JK2TJ kit, specifically meant for JK axles to go into a TJ. The tie rod would be the same for the JK, but the drag link is what's different. It's just a little bit, I imagine, just a little bit shorter to make sure that it fits on the TJ. Now, what I've done this here is just, you know, just kind of a test fit from tie rod end to tie rod end. It's 59 inches across. It's just a rough guess. It's kind of close to what's on mine. We'll have to fine tune this, obviously. And then there's a 7-inch separation between the drag link and the tie rod on the Jeep as it sits. That might very well likely change. Probably going to change. So anyways, now the question is the wheel going to fit here? And we're going to go grab the wheel out of the backyard and we're going to try it, because Joseph found some takeoff Rubicon wheels that he really, really liked. He got a smoking deal on them, and we're about to find out if they fit. If they don't fit, we have a couple options for wheels, but we'll see how it goes. Let me go grab that wheel. I'll be right back. All right, so here's the wheel. I am inclined to think I am inclined to think that Don was right on. And this is going to be just too tight of a fit, but we're going to find out. And if Don ever sees this video, he's going to be nodding his head in agreement, saying, yeah, I told you guys it wouldn't fit. Oh, wow, look at that. Talk about tight fit. Now I'm just going to loosely thread these on because these are not, well, I guess they are JK lug nuts, not JL lug nuts. Ooh, holy cow, look at that. Now that is a tight fit. That's 1/4 of an inch right there. Now the question is, what's it look like when we're turning? Oh yeah, of course, plenty of room right there. Plenty of room right there on the passenger side with a right turn. Now let's see what it looks like with a left turn. Oh, yep, not gonna fit. Yeah, Don, you were right. Didn't doubt you really, I just wanted to check. Yeah, they ain't gonna fit. Joe's gonna be looking for new wheels. So basically what we need is a wheel with less offset. So the space between that face right in there and the wheel needs to be smaller. The wheel needs to go outboard more, and then that'll clear this link, that rod end. One other thing we needed to check today was to see whether or not we could find a place for the steering stabilizer to live. I know some people really like steering stabilizers and other people can't stand them, but we're going to use one. And I originally thought that it could live right in there and get to that bottom hole there, but this steering drag link is going to be in the way. So rather than weld a clamp to the track bar bracket, I wonder if I can get away with drilling a hole in the bottom of the track bar bracket there and mount it that way. Go over as far as it'll go and then attach it with a clamp. It'll probably hit the diff cover, so we're gonna have to experiment with that. Could put it up here on the drag link. It's supposed to live right there, the factory TJ bracket right there, but I don't know if that's gonna fit. Not critical, but we'll play around with it when we get to that point. Bad news, your wheels aren't gonna fit.
Seriously?
Yep. Straight ahead, they fit just fine with a 1/4 inch gap between the wheel and the tie rod end.
Yeah.
On a passenger side turn, they fit, but when you turn all the way to the driver's side, the tie rod end hits the inside of the wheel. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. I know it's gonna be a short one, but my bearing separator didn't get in here. I was gonna actually include the axle shafts in the video, but that didn't arrive yet. So I'm gonna finish this one up. If you like what you see, and you've seen the other videos, and you wanna see what happens when we finally get to the build, make sure you subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button if you like it. Leave a comment down below. You can leave the "I told you so" that wheel wasn't gonna fit. I figured it wouldn't. Don's right on everything. So I just wanted to test fit regardless. And it put Joseph's mind at ease that he gets to buy new wheels now. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.